Look, a bargain streaming device this is not. However, it is, while pricey, very, very slick. The NVIDIA Shield, yes, it is a little bit pricier than most of the competition. However, it does a lot more as well. So if you're looking for something that is, yes, a little bit pricier, but also extremely fast, extremely reliable, and very customizable, then this is the device for you. If you want to learn a little bit more about the NVIDIA Shield, let's dive in. Now, as for the device itself, this is the second generation model. It came out about 1.5 years ago, which will have some of you wondering why we're doing this review now. I'll get to that later. But it's about 40% smaller than the original, takes up a little bit less shelf space. The design, as you can see on this thing, is very, shall we say, tailored to a specific taste. So if that's your taste, great. And if it's not, it's small enough that you can kind of tuck it away somewhere. You won't need to worry about it being really, really prominent on your shelf. Now, the setup of the device is as simple as it comes. It's just like with most of the other devices. You plug it into the wall, then use an HDMI cord to plug it into your TV, and as long as you have your Wi-Fi connection ready to go, then this is ready to go. It's incredibly simple. The only thing I would mention is that there is not a card slot on the back. If you want extra storage, you're going to be using USB on this. Now, for extra storage, you would need that if you buy the standard $200 model. That comes with 16 gigs of storage, definitely enough for you to run all of your streaming programs. If you're going to be doing a lot of heavy gaming on this, then there is a $300 version of the Shield that has 500 gigs of space on it. If you need that, you might go for it. Otherwise, like I say, just use USB to put some extra storage in there. That should have you covered. Now, once you're using the NVIDIA Shield, you're going to be using either the remote or the gaming controller. Either way, I like them both. I'll get into them specifically in a moment, but I will say there is a $170 version of the NVIDIA Shield. It's the 16 gig version, and it only comes with this remote. If you want the remote and the gaming controller, it's gonna be $200. Personally, I would say it's definitely worth the extra $30. If you're buying this, it's because you know you're gonna be wanting to play some games on it, so you're gonna need the gaming controller to begin with. So just fork out the extra $30 if you're gonna get the machine and get both controllers. Now, as far as they go, both have voice search capabilities on them, both can navigate all the menus on the Shield, and now both can integrate with both Google Smart Home and Samsung SmartThings. So if you use this technology throughout your home, the NVIDIA Shield is gonna be a great way to have an additional hub where you can control things like lights and door locks and your thermostat and all that stuff. You can do that all now through the NVIDIA Shield. Pretty slick little system. As far as how the controllers both feel, the remote, I like the remote. It reminds me a little bit actually of using something from Apple, where it takes a little while to get used to if you're not a person who is used to that type of tech. But for instance, the volume is right here on a smooth surface. There's no button or anything. You just have to learn that that's where you control the volume. Once you learn that, it feels good in your hand. It's a slick little remote. I like it a lot. As for the gaming controller, you can see it's got these little geometric shapes on it, and it's not really smooth. You can really feel that as you hold it. And so it's not necessarily as refined as you would get like from the Xbox One controller or the PlayStation 4 controller, but it is good enough if you're sitting down for an hour or two of gameplay. Your hand will be comfortable with this controller. Now, once you get into the interface, this is one of the things about the Shield that I like the most, actually. They keep it extremely simple. As you're moving through the interface, you have basically 2 rows to keep track of: your video content and your gaming content. And you can pin items that you know you're going to use frequently. Otherwise, it's just going to sort it by what you used latest. So either way, it's an easy menu to navigate. If you do want to customize your Shield, there's a ton of options under settings where you can go and manipulate exactly what the interface is going to look like and do for you. But here's a pro tip. If you want to get really granular with the settings, go into settings and go to where it says build and click on that several times. It looks like there's not an option there, but if you click on it 7 or 8 times, it'll say you're now a developer, and it gives you a ton of these little granular options, things that you can change to make the performance of the Shield do exactly what you want it to do. So for instance, the extremely fast interface where you're clicking between options, you can make that go twice as fast if you just go into that menu and change that option. Pretty cool. As for content on the NVIDIA Shield, it does run everything that all the other devices run. Yes, you can get Netflix and Hulu, and actually you can get Amazon, which is kind of a surprise. You can get Amazon Prime Video on this machine despite it being a Google one, but I know the question I'm gonna get if I don't mention this is, yes, you can run Kodi on the NVIDIA Shield. That's the one everybody wants to know about. Now, I know that none of you are using Kodi for anything illegal, but if you were wanting to use Kodi, yes, you can use it. It works great on the NVIDIA Shield. So you've got that going for you. The other thing to be aware of, like we've mentioned a few times, is gaming on the NVIDIA Shield. Gaming works great. There are several hundred titles that you can download just from their main store. There are other places you can go in the Google Play Store to get games for the NVIDIA Shield. And here's the kicker. If you have a PC with an NVIDIA graphics card of a certain generation, you can use that to basically stream your PC content onto your TV and control it through the NVIDIA Shield. It's an extremely cool system that personally I have not yet been able to test. However, it looks amazing, and I've definitely been able to chat with some people who love that feature, and that's the entire reason they have their NVIDIA Shield. So the question now is whether I would recommend the NVIDIA Shield over other streaming devices. Well, recommending the Shield is a bit like recommending your favorite cult classic movie. Most people probably aren't, it's not really for them, but if they like it, they're really gonna like it. That's kind of how I feel about the NVIDIA Shield. So for me personally, I wasn't able to take advantage of every single thing that this had to offer because I'm just not that technologically savvy. I don't do that much gaming, and I don't have that NVIDIA graphics card in my extremely cheap little laptop where I was able to take advantage of that. So I'm not exactly the target market for this, and yet I still had a great time with the content that's already on the Shield. So I would definitely recommend it for somebody who is a serious gamer and somebody who knows how to take advantage of everything the Shield has to offer. If you aren't that person, if you're just looking for something to stream Netflix, this definitely is not the machine for you. It's just a little bit too pricey. I would probably go for, my personal favorite would be the Roku. You can also go with the Amazon Fire. You can get some cheap versions of that as well. So anyway, I do want to know what you have to say though. So whether you have used the NVIDIA Shield or not, go ahead into the comments below. Let us know if you have any other questions, or if you have any pro tips on how to get the most out of the NVIDIA Shield. On your way down there, make sure you like and subscribe, hit that bell icon. We really appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next time.